How are you? Thank you. Barely made it.
Barely made it?
Yeah, I had to drop, it's always something at my kid's school, I had to drop like his birthday candy. No, I'm sorry, celebrating his birthday, it's not his birthday, but.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I gotta go to this call.
It's his birthday this month, right?
Well, their birthday falls in June, right? So all the kids in the summer,
Yeah,
they get to think of months and during the
Oh.
school year.
right.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they celebrate, they have to like, can't.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Hey, Rosie.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see. Everybody's running late today for Dr. Sean. Maybe they just, I wonder if this is what happened. They heard that it was the deal doctor and they thought, well, normally you sit in a waiting room of doctor's office for at least 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we'll just slide in right before the actual doctor calls me back.
Right.
Maybe that's what's going on. Welcome to team meeting. Happy birthday to our October babies, Jared, Julie, Denise, Jessica, Brian, Brandy, Jessica, Woodsworth, and Jessica Day, both of them. Kalia, Brittany, Shalise, Darren, and Kat. Happy birthday, guys. I can just keep this here, and then I can just click it as I need it. And a happy work anniversary. Carol is 1 year, Skyly and Jessica are both 1 year, Haley's a year, 2 years, Sandy's 2 years, Michelle, Kat, and Jared are all also 2 years. Brandy, 4 years, Jessica Oots, 6 years, Denise Muller, 8 years, and Dinah Scheifel at 27 years. That is pretty wild. Happy anniversary, guys. Uh-oh. Maybe it's not gonna work. Oh, there we go. Okay, welcome Kaylee, Gavin, and Manaya. Okay, sorry, this is getting wild up here. Sorry, it's like every other time. I think this time of the meeting is probably the worst, right? So we're jumping in. Let's have some bucket fills. Who's got them? Buckets to fill. Tell me.
I can fill your bucket for helping me with contract on Friday. Thank you so much.
Some.
The last moment, don't get any call.
Yeah, he was sitting outside my office and and then I saw your message. So yeah, I'm happy I got to help. It worked out good. And by the way, I also want to fill your bucket because it was almost completely filled out, very well done. And we were just highlighting the questions. So I can tell that you've been studying what you're supposed to be so that you knew, and just like, that's what we're here for, is just to help you like get a, like, yep, thumbs up, stamp of approval. Good job.
Thanks.
Thanks. Anybody else? Bucket fills?
We have lots of questions this week, and Sean called me back and helped me like a whole bunch of referrals and everything like that. So that was really great.
Oh, good.
And same with you. You got me the referral for Arizona for my client, and they're really happy.
Good. I knew they would love her. She's awesome. Good. Actually,
we had kind of a rough transaction that's going on, and we needed some broker support and getting our brokers involved, and Sean was on it for us, which we needed, so really appreciate that.
oh, that's you, Sean. Sean is always, she should just be like a weekly bucket fill for all of us, but also, like, it's not very often that I phone a friend of like, Sean, talk me through this, like, make sure I'm thinking through it right. And I phoned a broker, not just a broker friend last week with like, I'm gonna literally strangle somebody in a transaction. And Sean was like, don't do that. It's not worth prison time. And so he helped me work through that too. He didn't word it like that, but it was nice to
I
get
told her I
away
didn't
from
have the extra bill money is what I said.
He said, listen, wait till some of these things. He's like, hold on, I've got a couple properties closing and then I'll bail you out. But for now, like, just don't do anything illegal, right? So anyway, so we hit the evidence really well is what we did, and we're ready when we need to. Okay, coming up this week, today we have the Tech Bar with Bradley. Tomorrow and Thursday, we have conversational frameworks. Gosh, guys, I was on, so I think it's every quarter, probably works out about like that. Gary Keller does a team leader mastermind that team leaders zoom in from all across the country. It's different.
He does one for every capper group too.
Yeah, are you guys taking advantage?
Mastermind.
So if you're a capper, you're in a capper group and you're getting an email from KWI inviting you to a mastermind. And they're truly like camera on, unmute yourself to talk if you want to, like they're
And Gary
actually,
Keller's in there.
Gary Keller's in there. So he did one today, but it was interesting how much he talked about people that are winning right now. And he thinks it'll probably be another year of pretty same in the market, pretty stale market. But that people that are intentional are gonna actually have some of their best years. Because the people that, in his words, the people that do 3 to 4 deals a year, and that's kind of their status and they're happy with it. Those deals will go away because those are more in a thriving market. There's more of those 2 to 3 deals that come along. But that the people who really need to move are gonna go to trusted professionals who they know they can trust in a hard market. And guess where that starts? And he actually even said that. That starts with and he used the words conversational frameworks. That starts with your conversational frameworks and mastering how to have conversations on social media, in front of your clients, in all the ways, everywhere that you're present, you are literally giving an interview to some future buyer or seller out there that's gonna see you and go, huh, I like what Allison's saying. I like the way she's saying it, and I'm gonna interview her for the position. And the person who's just like, I do a few deals a year, but my neighbor's always gonna call me, or my buddy's always gonna call me, or my cousin's always gonna call me, is seeing Allison out there being a professional. And when they call the two of you, and you're the one who's not doing anything to talk about and actually know what to say in a conversation and speak to real estate in a real live scenario, you're gonna lose those 2 or 3 deals that you would have kind of had to give me. So it was a really interesting conversation, but it just reignited my belief in how important this is for us all to be doing that. Tomorrow from 5 to 8, Ignite wraps up this week, you guys. That went by so fast. So tonight from 5 to 8 is Bradley, who's teaching Ignite tonight.
The burdeners.
The burdeners are teaching tonight, and is it negotiating?
Yep.
Negotiating the deal, that's their favorite to teach, so that'll be a good one.
And Matt taught last night.
It was tomorrow night. Sorry, did I say tonight? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. It's on Wednesday. But I do think we have a really good group. So I think even if you wanted to come to these last 2 classes, negotiations and then planning your future.
Yeah, I got really good feedback about last night's class with Matt too. So the next 2 are tomorrow. Thank you, Tony. Tomorrow night and Thursday night. So tomorrow night is the burdeners, and then Thursday is Allison and Sean. So if you guys want to come to those, they're 5 to 8. Thursday is also Database 101 with Vinci. So again, kind of getting back to those basics, Database 101 with Vinci. Anything you want to say about Database 101?
It's gonna be kind of like a general overview of that plan, like contact.
Okay, sweet. And then Friday from 10 to 10:45, we've been doing the Rookie Real Estate Agent Book Club. Allison is leading the charge this week. I did last week. You guys, it really is such relevant content, whether you're a brand new agent or you're not. It really is like, it's just kind of getting back to the basics. Or last week, we talked all about how are you planning and how are you determining how many transactions you need to be able to close, talk about your conversion rates, that kind of stuff. And then Allison's going to be covering this Friday. So even if you've missed a couple of weeks, we're only like 60 pages into the book. And most people aren't even reading the book. They're just coming for the Cliff Notes. So imagine Cliff Notes version of the Rookie Real Estate Agent book. And then also on Friday, if you need some CE, there is what agents need to know about residential appraisal. That is on Zoom only, and that is through KW Utah's page, correct, Bradley?
Yep.
So if you guys aren't aware, if you go to kwutah.com, you can click on a calendar. Number one, if you click on resources, agent resources, you're going to see all of our brand guidelines, but also you can click on calendar and it will show you any CE coming up through the region that are mostly all Zoom.
We've also added the registration link to our.
Okay, and the registration links on our calendar. Thanks, Bradley. Okay, conversational frameworks, we just talked about this. Allison, anything else you want to say about it?
No, I mean, I don't know why, one, I wanna move the time
Okay, so we
to
can
9. So if that will, we'll take a vote on that another day, but kind of my goal, but I'm also open to other times if it's a time reason that people aren't coming, but I just can't go late. I just don't wanna go later than 9:30.
Uh,
That way we can, make our phone calls.
I just want to say that if you can have reasons or results, right? Like, we're just gonna start getting real honest, because I care about you guys too much to see people not succeed or hit the goals that you want to in this market. Like, you will never find a leader that cares more about you guys than our leadership team does. And so we're gonna start having this kind of some hard conversations. And that's gonna suck, but like, I think it's gonna make you better in the long run. And again, back to my call today, like Gary was talking about what it's gonna take for newer agents in the industry to succeed. And it's gonna be showing up every day for your business. And whatever time you can make that work, I understand everyone's out here trying to make a living, but you've got to show up for your business. And if you can't find 30 minutes to practice your craft, how are you ever going to find time to service your clients? Really though. And being like, honestly, like, how are you going to find the time? And on the call, Gary talked a lot about fear and how there's fear around making the calls or having the conversations or going on the appointments or whatever. And the reality is, like, there's only, he's like, you can only overcome fear by exposure therapy and facing your fear. Like, that's the only way you're going to overcome it. He's like, what does exposure therapy look like in real estate? It looks like getting on the phone, and even better, exposing yourself in a group of friends and peers and getting on the phone together. So we're going to create more opportunities for things like that, because that's how you get over it. You just have to get over it, or you aren't going to be successful. And I hate to be that direct, but that is what you're up against. So you can either expose yourself to the fear and get over it, and it's like exposure therapy. Or he's like, or I mean, I guess you could go to one-on-one therapy and do that too. It's probably way more expensive, and it's not going to actually eliminate your fear. It might make you feel better. You might resolve some other, some other hidden things back here, but exposure therapy is the very best way to do it. We have an atmosphere for exposure therapy at least 3 days a week. And we're just seeing people avoid it. Sean.
And this is real life scenarios, like we asked, hey, who were you talking to today? And someone would say, hey, I got a call yesterday, or I got to call this person today. And we practice those conversations that you're gonna have or just have, right? And it's real life scenarios that we're in the middle of. It's not just reading off a script of from all our bold scripts that we all have, right? It's real life scenarios. So.
And if you don't have real life scenarios, you're going to learn from other people, but you also, it might be, hey, I don't have a real life scenario, but these are the calls I intend to make. Great, let's role play those. Let's script through them. Let's talk about it. Because you're not just gonna instantly wake up one day and know what to say. It's just not gonna happen that way. And if you're just winging it and flying by the seat of your pants, you're not gonna have the success that you could. Okay. Family reunions, speaking of great opportunities for exposure therapy. Family reunion is in Atlanta from February 21st through 24th. The early bird tickets are still on sale through, I think, the 15th of October. Chris, is that right?
Yes.
I think the 15th of October. So if you want to go and for some reason you're not buying your ticket yet, or you need to spread that out over a couple payments, and you don't want to do it on your own card to get Sky Miles, which is also an option, you can just register doing that, or go see Chris for a payment plan, and he can help you break it down into payments so that by the time the event actually arrives, you've paid for the ticket and you're ready to go. I think it's really important to get in the rooms with people where things are happening. And I think if you even took away one thing that helped you do more business, I know you're going to pay for your entire trip. And if you go one time and you get one thing and you go, that helps me do that, it's going to make the case for you going. You guys know I go to probably maybe 7 national events every year, 6 to 7, 2 of which are KWs. And ours always blow the national events out of the water, like by a long, 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 long shot. Like I'm going to one in November in Houston, which is an NAR one. And I'm like, yeah, I think good. But I have to try really hard in those ones to like get the content to be like, okay, this is where I found value. But I'm like having to like wade through a sea of shit, frankly, to find value. And I don't have to do that. There's so much value that I'm trying to figure out where to do it. Was that beneficial?
That's right.
Anyway, but there is value in it, but I'm just saying for our value, it's way better. So there's that.
And it's an hour of home coverage patch for things.
What? Should we go? I did not know. An extra day for that. I will. I'm gonna see where Xavier Roberts signed all those little cabbage patch butts himself. That's totally goofy in itself, right? We can talk about that later. Ricky Real Estate Agent Book Club, if you want to go, this is the Zoom link. It's also on our calendar. And you can scan that. Got a few more weeks left of that. The market update is October 14th, so we're a week away. Please scan here. We're hoping all these reports are going to be available.
Well, Gordon said they're not.
Yeah,
There's
we don't know what's going to happen. Shut down, but we're going to do our best. If nothing else, I know what Marcus always provides is great value and ways to share the value. So scan the QR code, register so we know how many people are going to be here, and this is a great one to invite a friend to. Then, because if you guys are getting the emails for this, which I know you are, you're getting the email that says it's on October 14th. And you know what? It's just our rules around here. And so we decided that because we're purchasing the video rights to this, we're going to replay it on the 21st here in the Market Center instead. So we'll come up with some fun things around that. But we felt like we had already been advertising the market update, and it didn't make sense to try to change that once we got the date of this. So October 21st, we'll be replaying some of the Multiply Your Business events. This is a fundraising event, so come prepared for that. Our annual chili cook-off is Tuesday, the 28th at 11:30. As you guys know, Wes is our reigning champion, and Sean has been in a depression for 2 years.
I know. Where is Wes?
I don't know, I saw him earlier.
Cooking.
He's still in his beans.
He's already started.
So anyway, bring your favorite chili. Let's have a fun day. Dress up in a costume. You guys know we'll always bring something fun. And we'll just have a great time together. So sign up if you're coming so we know who's coming. It's gonna ask you if you're making chili or what you're doing. Just a good day overall. Win the play, call the play, win the day. I want to say this opposite every time. Call the play, win the day. Cody Gibson is an absolute rock star of MAPS coaching. And he is, we've had some little videos and stuff we've shared. I'll reshare those again so you guys can see them. But ultimately, he's talking about having success in any market, but specifically in this market, and how by just planning out what that play looks like and following a playbook, it's not rocket science, people, it's real estate. It's not brain surgery, it's real estate. There's way harder things we could be doing, right? Like, I don't want to dive in anyone's brain and try to fix it. That sounds like a nightmare. We have enough of our own therapy happening when we meet with our clients all the time, right? So come to this, it's $25. That does include lunch. Special offer for our More Club members. Who's in the More Club? Masters of Real Estate. You've gotten an announcement telling you you're doing over a certain volume. So if you're in the More Club, there is a mastermind being held after that was initially only an ALC mastermind. We've opened it up to the More Club in our office as well. So if you can plan to stay for that high-level mastermind after, which will start at 12:30 to 2, Cody is going to be leading that mastermind as well. Also, if you are in the More Club, if you are doing over 10 million in volume, please look for an invite from Gordon for the Platinum More Club. They are going to do at Johnny Christensen's office a Platinum More Club only, so 10 million and above in volume gets invited to that event, and it is coming up in November 13th. Any questions about this event? We already have like 22, 23 people registered, so you can probably even carpool with someone. This Friday, the October 24th, which is my mom's birthday, you guys. What a happy day. The day my mother was born. October 24th from 11 to 12 is Double the Value with AI. This is Shoni's series that continues to keep happening with Shoni and Kimber. Please register in advance for that. So this is going to help you build your portfolio and attract more investor clients using AI. Business Planning Clinic is November 4th from 10 to 2. There's no reason you should not be in this room. I don't care if you've planned a business for 20 years, you need to have a business planning clinic every single year so that you walk out with a pretty solid game plan. of what you're gonna be doing for the coming year. This is October 4th, 10 to 2, here in this room. Please RSVP so we know how many people to plan on. We set up the room according to that. So we need you to register. And then also the next Tuesday, if you guys came maybe a few months ago, Johnny Christensen went over the 7 areas of life that you should be setting goals in, not just your business. This is gonna be a complimentary session, so we'll plan your business on the 4th. We will do our 7 areas of life business planning and for 2026 on November 11th, which is the next Tuesday from 11:30 to 2. Also here in the training room, also please register. Wants and needs, just as a reminder, write down your wants and needs with your name. Up here, there's this nice little sign that's getting ignored, but I can see Sean getting ready.
Yeah.
That means Sean did not write that down.
Not right, yeah.
So we're gonna go through, 'em. Let's talk.
You couldn't read them if I wrote it anyway, but, I've talked about these 2 places of mine, previously, but I'm gonna bring them up again. This Roy one, it is gonna be done this next week. If you have a buyer that is in the area, of this, 2587 west, 5750 south in Roy. It's almost 2,200 square feet with, 4 beds, 3 baths. Anyway, it's gonna be 419, but if you have someone who, is in that area now, let's make a deal before I take pictures and have it staged. That'll save both of us some money. And then that one, that 419, is that what I said? Or you already got it?
419.
This other one should be done any moment. The granite guy got pushed off, our yard got pushed off as the rain. The 1370 east, 5150 south, that's in South Ogden. This one is 2,200 square feet, 5 beds, 3 baths. It's got an awesome deck, awesome neighborhood.
2120, is that what you said, that's 4 feet, sorry.
It's like 2,200, something around there. And this is gonna be 519, and we can make a deal if I don't have to stage it and take photos. So that one really should be done. My granite guys, his helper was sick, so.
Ring, ring, ring. Potential buyer, I know you were thinking about looking in this area, and I just had a super hot listing come on the market that we can actually get a sneak peek of. And we can maybe even save a little money by making a deal right now. Can you go look at this tonight? That conversation you could have? Yep. Okay, Justin,
I have a patio home in Stansbury Park.
did it get flooded?
It did not get flooded.
Okay, good.
It is ready for a new owner.
So here, when you make the call.
390 roof,
90, that's a great price.
no HOA, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, new carpet. I have a Bergen City listing. That is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom with a dedicated steel door office. It is not,
Nobody's
if
getting
you want to
there.
mess around in there, like, nobody's coming in. I saw that door and was like, what are you doing in here? So dedicated office, 3 years old, new, that has a yard. And this is gonna be so great. 3-car garage, just call it 515. Super, super cute. And for your rental needs, I have a 2-bedroom, I have a 3-bedroom, I have a 4-bedroom, and a 5-bedroom house available. So if you have anybody that wants to rent in Weaver County
I really don't.
and wants to pull some, I mean, I'll buy you lunch or dinner or whatever, or I'll put you to work. So I have a lot of rentals that are available.
Justin, any rental customers of any kind, call
Yes.
Justin. Got it. Anything else?
No.
Ashley, then Jesse.
Christy, I have an open house opportunity for our listing in Huntsville. It's from noon to 2 on Saturday, if anybody's interested in doing that. It's on 0.75 acres, 6-bed, 3-bath. Just reduce the price to $925. It's had good traffic when I held it open, because Snow Basin, like, doing their blues and brews thing they have going on, and people just up their profile colors, so.
I was gonna say, this is honestly a great time of year because people are doing their fall leaves
Yeah.
tours.
Yeah, we're just unable to, so we need help.
And a new price reduction on that one's always a good time to do.
Were you guys
an open
over a
house.
million and now you're like,
Yeah, so that's a pretty big price reduction.
Every open house I've done, I've gotten a great group of people. Hopefully, yeah.
Awesome. Jesse? I have 2 listings coming up in Plain City. So if you have people who are looking for starter homes in Plain City, we're gonna be right around 400, probably less on both, I'm not sure. There's no comps out there. So if somebody needs practice, I could use some help.
Bring your own price.
Yeah, BYOP. One of them, if we go under contract this afternoon, I'm gonna want it sold same day, so. It
So
is,
there's opportunity.
yeah, there's a lot of opportunity there. They're both under like 1,300 square feet on quarter acres. One's a manufactured home, but not the one that needs to go past. One that needs to go past was built in the 1800s, but it's super cute inside. It's tiny. But yeah.
Good
I'm gonna need
opportunities
them
to get
sold.
your people into something that feels a little bit.
Yeah, and in Plain City, under 400 is like, yeah, so. If you've got people that want to be in Plain City and they're in the starter home range, that's probably the perfect fit.
Something, Jesse, anybody else?
I have a listing in Fairfield that's live now. It is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, corner lot. It's at 350.
Nice.
I have another listing coming up in Fairfield as well. That one might be an investor special. Once she gets all her stuff out, I'll be able to get a better idea. But that one's looking more like in the 330s. And then I have another one in Fairfield. I actually had to withdraw it from the market because there's a newborn baby, there is people working nights, and there's someone working from home all day. Get something for almost
Hard,
impossible.
yeah.
But she still wants to sell the house, so I'm thinking of maybe having one day where everyone can go see it. It has a kitchen upstairs and downstairs, mother-in-law, their own backyard, their own entrance, own water heater.
So like a,
Good to meet you.
Kind of like that.
not a duplex,
Not a
if you will,
duplex,
but.
but if you wanted
But could
to
you have 2 people in
Exactly.
there? Yeah.
So all total is 3 bedrooms upstairs, 2 downstairs. They each have their own backyard, there's a 2-car garage, and that one would be for $590.
Guys, this is a great opportunity to call your people that want to buy something and say, hey, you could live upstairs and rent out your basement. And it saves you money off your mortgage every month. And this now becomes a great, like 2 years from now, your first investment, be like your investment property where you move into a different house and keep that one house happy, right? Lots of good reasons to call people. Anyone else? New listing.
I have some, Rusty.
Has them on Zoom.
Okay, you want to tell them to me?
Yes. We have
Should be.
a twin home in West Haven listed at 525. We are going to push for a price reduction this week. It's 2,032 square feet, 3-bed, 3-bath. It does not feel like a twin home at all. And we have our $1 million listing in North Ogden, almost 4,700 square feet, 6 beds, 4 bathrooms with a full ADU in the basement.
I chime in on that one. We did a video tour of it, and it's the first time I've seen a $1 million house that I felt was worth $1 million. Just in case anybody wants to know my feel on that.
Yes, it's in perfect condition. And then we have a Tree Mountain listing, single level, just over 1,500 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, on an acre of land. And then we have a few coming up, 2 tomorrow, one on Remuda Golf Course. That will be around, I believe we're listing that at 575. I think 4 bedrooms, maybe 5, and 3 bathrooms, I believe. I cannot remember the square footage off the top of my head. And then we have a super cute one in West Point going live tomorrow as well. That is a 2-story built 4 years ago. And that will be at 550. 5 bedrooms, I believe, 3 bathrooms. And one more coming up next week in West Haven. I think that's going to be around 850, I think, with a pool, I believe 5 bedrooms, 3 to 4 bathrooms. I can't remember. I haven't seen that one yet. So lots of open house opportunities if anybody wants them as well.
Around 850, you think?
Yeah, it's around 850.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. Okay, anybody else? Lots of open house opportunities, lots of reasons to call your clients, and lots of great prices on here. It's a good time to be a buyer.
Hey, can I throw out 2 more?
Oh,
I've
yep.
got one in Washington Terrace, 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. It is super cute. We're doing an open house on it tomorrow. If anybody would like to do an open house on Saturday, let me know. And then I also have a price on that's 400. And then I also have one in Elwood, and that one is like model home, super, super cute, on 0.7 something of an acre. And that one shows like a model home. That one's 6 bedrooms, 3 baths, and that one's 725. Looking for somebody to do an open house on that too. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to do an open house, let me know. Thank
Okay,
you.
love it. Thanks, guys. Okay, wrapping it. Please make sure you're making all your calls in a TCPA friendly and compliant way. I talked to an agent today who is part of a large group, and she said that they just got $100,000. She didn't pay herself. They were making a lot of calls on a do not call list. So make sure you're just making your calls in the way you should. Okay, we're gonna give it to Sean, the deal doctor. And if we have some time for Q&A, oh, look, he's got a game. All right, Sean. See, I told you.
So we were gonna make this fun, right? So we're gonna make this fun. So we're doing the deal doc. Right? I got my chart here that says you guys are really sick. You guys may need some help. So has everyone got that loaded on their smartphone? Bradley, how do they do it?
There's instructions up top, go to play.lookit.com.
Yeah, you have to read. Grab that QR code, plug in that 455257. Well, we got one person so far. Mikkel's in the lead. We got Yoder. Don't know who that one is. Who's that you, Bobby? I think you're smiling.
I'm like one of these two. I think I just.
You can just call me Bobby. You can just call me Bobby. We got 12. We still got a handful more.
Did it ask everyone else?
Okay, can you wait another moment, Chris, are you playing? Oh. Awesome. Okay, all right. Let's go. Let's play. Wait, got a couple more. Okay, you got 20 seconds to answer, and then we're gonna go over each question, right? What is command, and why should he have my docs? Okay, see how docs is spelled? Did they mention this on my envelope? Really cool multi-use knife used by Rambo. Really cool multi-use software exclusively made for awesome KW agents, and I didn't get to read the last one. I went fast enough. Okay, so
How are you?
some people got that one wrong. Oh, wait, move it on. Yeah, we gotta move slower. Now I want to talk about each one. Okay, so we'll do this one real quick. Seller left items including trash behind. What shall I do? Hire a hitman only after leaving a horrible Yelp review. Take photos and a deep breath. Call the listing agent and calmly discuss a remedy. Call Ghostbusters, call the sheriff's office and file a police report. Okay.
Are we discussing using?
Yes. Yes, we just went too fast on the clip. Yeah, we're so excited. Okay, so
No brainer. Use it or.
Yeah. okay, so what should we do here?
Take photos and a deep breath, call the listing agent, calmly discuss a remedy.
Okay, so we're after getting a win-win. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, what happens if the other side doesn't want to talk?
Hit me. I heard I hit man, yeah, I really like that.
That one is down the list. That was down the checklist of things we go through first. Okay,
Should get sheriff's office involved.
so take photos, deep breath, call the listing agent, and then calmly discuss a remedy. If that doesn't work, the next one would be call who? Call Ken or myself, okay? And then we call the other broker. I don't like to call the other agent unless someone I personally know. I prefer to call their broker. Just broker to broker is usually easier than it. Because another broker, if another broker calls you guys, I get offended. It's like someone reprimanding my kid. Does that make sense? I don't allow that, and I don't do that to theirs as well. So I will then take a deep breath. I'll look at your photos. We have a conversation, and then sometimes we can even call the broker together and work through it. Because it's not always that they want to participate, but they sometimes don't. They're yeah, I didn't need anything. It's fine, and so they don't take the opportunity to investigate, if you will. Okay, we shouldn't call Ghostbusters at all. And if we ever have to, maybe, and it could be because we're going into Halloween and we have their Halloween stuff. It could be that. Call the sheriff's office and file a police report. What would you do there? Someone made a comment.
I mean, dead body or paraphernalia of other
If they
kinds.
left behind a dead body, right, a mound with a shovel and then also the hand sticking out, that could be calling the sheriff's office. But for the most part, we don't need to involve. Okay, all right. Should we go to the next one?
They're good drugs.
If they're good drugs.
Then you don't
call the
call
other
them.
meeting. So it looks like everyone got the right one on that. So that one was obvious, right? Okay, awesome. Let's go to the next one. Is Alex in first place? Nice job, Alex. Still in first place. She's on Zoom. What does it mean when Rusty, Sean, and Ken say, make your calls in a TCPA compliant way? None of the above. Well, I should have read that one last. Telephone consumer provides action. Touch, call, pray, associate. To call people's asses. And none of the above.
Some of us clicked way too quick.
Yes. Okay, so what is the correct answer?
None of the above.
None of the above. We don't call people asses. We don't do that. And we don't telephone consumer provides action. That was close. That one was a secret in there. What is it actually really called?
Protection Act action.
Yes. Telephone Consumer Protection Act. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Next question. Thanks for running this. Dr. Sean's in the lead.
Been totally knocked out.
Take your time, take a deep breath. Calmly answer the question.
I love.
Okay, this next one is going to be awesome, I can tell. We just signed closing documents. The other side is signing shortly. When do I get paid? Let's see if Chris gets this one right. Maybe I'll call Sean or Chris. My earnest app should say, right? All deadlines are 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so it must be paid today by 5. My opportunity is complete, in command, and been approved, including the commissions tab. Check was received by the office by 11 a.m., so my ACH will process today. You guys got that one right, so we expect no more calls for that one. Yep. This is a common question.
What questions about?
Okay, so let's run through that real quick. You guys all sign, and when you go sign, what is that called?
Your settlement.
Settlement. When does it close? When the funds are recorded, when do we receive a check?
Usually the next day.
It all depends, but usually the next day. Okay, so some power companies will mail it, some courier, some will FedEx it overnight, right? Sometimes they're like, oh, what check, what commission, right? That rarely happens, but if that did happen, if we get it by 11, it does happen, they do get lost. Just like the jelly of the month, like slip between the seats. You guys remember that? What movie is that?
Christmas vacation.
Christmas Vacation. Yep. Okay, so if we get it by what time, we will process it that same day. 11. If we get it after 11, what'll happen? Possibly next business day. Now, Chris and Kylie jump on it. Sorry, I looked at you and I said, Chris and Kylie jump on it, and if they have time in their schedule, they will try to get it done. But the policy is 11 o'clock. So if we get one sometimes at 1:15, if it's all possible, we will try to do it. But our cutoff is 11 a.m., not 11 p.m., 11 a.m. Okay. Now, what happens when they process it? What's the next step?
Goes into my bank
No. You get an email,
Yes.
right? That says, hey, we've now processed your check, and then it goes into your bank account. Usually that's the next day. Some financial institutions are a little bit slower than others, but it's usually the next day, the next business day. Got it? Okay, perfect. You guys all got that one right. I don't know who's Dr. Stromberg's doing good. This one's gonna be awesome. How do I do a listing price reduction? Okay. What did they say during the conversation, Mastery? Maybe I should go. Send a text to the seller, make the change in the MLS once I told the seller they listed too high. Have a conversation with the seller, create listing addendum, get it signed, upload it into your opportunity, and make the change in the MLS. You guys all got that one right. Oh,
Because it was
both blue, yeah, both blue and green. Yep.
What? That's confusing.
You should probably go to conversation after. But really, it's the yellow one. So,
We're both yellow on
No, it's correct, but you should also go to Mastery.
yes. This is a trick question.
That's what they're saying.
MLS form, that you would fill out for project.
It was kind of a catch-all form that we used for a bunch of different stuff, and they just did away with it. So now everything goes onto your listing addendum. Okay, now, same thing, let's talk about your buyer's agency, which is not part of this question, but it's the same thing. When you represent a buyer, if you're going to do a commission reduction, where do you do it?
And BBA.
On a buyer broker addendum. Okay, got it? Someone's calling right now to ask what the right question, what her answer. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. John's in first place.
Even though
Oh,
they're
no.
not right.
What did that say?
We all got it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what this next one brings. Just woke up on a Saturday morning while drinking my coffee or soda, some of you drink that, thought, should I do an open house? Call Sean or Ken. Yeah, of course. However, don't complain when it does not go very well. Failure to plan is a plan to fail. What did they say in Ignite? Maybe I should go. Both yellow and green.
I think when set up, it was, yeah, I know.
So
It's another trick question.
It was the Ignite one and.
It's
Failure
the Ignite
plan.
one and the
Yeah,
failure
yeah,
plan, one, right?
Yeah.
So Ignite has a great session on open houses. Plus, we occasionally do one on open house anyway. When was the open house one? It was last week, right?
Yeah.
It's
like 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago.
Oh,
Okay. Yep. Okay. We're going fast. What broker has received Realtor of the Year, Lifetime Achievement, and RFP Hall of Fame? Joe Exotic, Hugh Hefner, Sean Jenke, or all of the above? Because Sean loves Halloween. I know. That's why we did all of the above. I love the movie. Who doesn't? All right. What's this next one? That was supposed to be our last question, but we got a lot more to go.
Reorganizing the questions
Oh.
and the answers.
We really thought we'd try to make this fun. First step to cancel a transaction, pray,
Yes.
do the hokey pokey. Call Sean or Ken, both blue and red.
You don't even know the answer.
No, I do, but it's not what I put. Yeah, the colors messed it up.
Yeah. Pray. and
So
call.
it was supposed to be pray and then call, I can't even say it, call Sean or Ken, right? So the praying was just more of a joke, but, you don't cancel a transaction. Don't immediately go hair on fire and cancel a transaction. We've seen a lot of stuff. We can usually work our way through this, and it doesn't matter what site. Now, if the other site's gonna be ghosting you and they send you a cancellation and you can't respond, a lot of times we can get the broker on the phone and have a conversation, right? And we're not trying to, shoot anyone, hurt anyone. We just want to talk through if it's something that's salvageable, right? For our time.
Which most of the time it is.
Doing a huge disservice to the clients on both sides. If you were just sending a cancellation conversation, like this is a business, you have to be able to communicate. And if you can have like agent to agent conversations, you're probably in the wrong industry, guys. Like,
Yep.
there's no reason to not have a conversation and just, there's really no.
So there are forms to cancel, but we want to make sure we have enough conversations and explore all opportunities to not make it fail or have it fail before we use those forms. Were you raising your hand? Or were you stretching? I can't remember your name.
Bonnie?
Yeah, Rodney.
No, I was scratching my eye.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, next one. Let's do it. Let's go. Who is Dr. Sean? Is it you? This one's gonna be awesome. When can I advertise my new listing on social media and put up my beautiful signs?
Slow down, think about it, look at all of them.
When I leave the seller's house because I am so excited. As soon as written permission, listing agreement is signed and then loaded into command. As soon as answer yellow says, as long as I have it in the MLS within 24 hours as well, both yellow and blue. What is the correct answer?
No, it's the listing agreement signed, loaded into group command, and then as soon as the yellow answer says, as long as I have an MLS.
It should have been the red and blue.
Yeah.
But not yellow and blue. It's like, when we created this, it said A and B, but then it changed it to colors. And then it changed its own colors. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk through this.
So
When
it's
do
like
you
that.
advertise a listing?
If you have a signed contract
This is kind of.
within 24 hours, if you're going to be able to list it
If-
within 24 hours on. your
Well,
list.
it's.
If it's the address, if it's specifically that property.
Did you guys hear all that?
No.
Okay. All right. Here's the actual protocol. Mikel goes to a listing. He's super excited. It's an awesome listing. He's walking outside and he's like, Jones is gonna take this and blast it out on social media, right? And put up this beautiful sign. When can he do it?
When can you do what?
Put it up
Sign?
on the active in the MLS. Put up the sign. When can he put it on social media? When he puts it within 24 hours of putting in the MLS, but he's got to first upload it in command. It's got to be signed. Now, you cannot, if you take the listing that you want to tell everyone here, and you don't want to put it on social media or don't want to put up your sign, what do? You load in, you go into the MLS and you put in the exclusive thing. It's not, it used to be a printed form. Now it's a thing you fill out and just hit submit. And it goes to the MLS and that tells the MLS that you have a listing. Then you can come here and tell everybody about it. Okay, but what can't you do? Put it on social media and put up your sign until you're ready to go into the MLS within 24 hours. Okay, now here's the tricky part. Is this being recorded?
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna throw this part out. It's 24 hours business days because some brokerages have business models where only their staff, which is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 or whatever, can make MLS changes, right? And that's actually how St. George MLS is. Ours is different because we allow you guys broker load rights. So if Michael puts his sign up at 7:30 Friday night, when does he have to have it in the MLS?
Monday morning.
By Monday morning. Does that make sense? So that's a hack. Okay, but this is, should be recorded.
I wouldn't wanna like explain.
It's supposed to be the next business. Right, but now if you put it up at 3 o'clock that Friday, he's probably needs to have an MLS Friday. Does that jive? Because it's after business on Friday. Okay, all right. So, okay, next question. It's like we got the two-way tie for second and third. How many days do I have to collect earnest money and turn it into the office for deposit? 4 days to collect and 4 days to be deposited. Ask ChatGPT to collect it. Use the Earnest app, date of acceptance, both yellow and green.
It's probably both yellow and green. Because you meant something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to say both blue and green. Okay, does everyone use the Earnest app? Does anyone not know what the Earnest app is? And I made a joke of it on one of our last slides. It has nothing to do with your commission. It's how we collect earnest money in an efficient manner. Okay, how do I access the office? Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. Call Sean, Russie, or Chris via the Kissy app. And that's not like a booth, it's an app. Both yellow and red. And it's supposed to be both what?
Blue and green.
Blue and green.
I just called
It's all
Rusty all
jacked
the
up.
time. What? I just called you.
I think for several people. So I
Okay, so does everyone have the Kissy app? Does anyone not know what I mean by when I say Kissy app?
Is this like Tinder?
No.
Yeah.
The wrong, the wrong.
What happens if the power's out?
Great question.
Everybody know.
You just go home, because what are you gonna do here? There's no power. I don't think I know that answer because they work through our internet.
You get access to the office. We had a key box for a box out before, but honestly, we have.
There is a super out there.
Yeah.
On the gas meter.
Is it still there?
I think it's one out on that.
Oh, then that, the key to it, you can use that.
Yeah, use the super.
I wanted
I
Rusty.
didn't know that.
Like
I didn't know that. Awesome.
the back door, the key that's in that box is linked to this.
Which would get you access to the office. Just say.
Fun fact, that only happened one time.
Just knowing.
One.
Okay, all right. Let's go to the next one. We're almost done, guys. Oh, Cal, you won that one, bro. Alex is back in the lead. Did you get that one wrong? Oh. Where do I easily find average days on market for an area? Ask the Magic 8 Ball. Call Coach Allison. Who cares? Just know it's longer than before. MLS dashboard, lower right side.
Unless you change your gas.
That's a you.
Okay.
If you
You
know.
guys got that one right?
Dashboard, you know how to find that.
So this is a great habit. So you guys look at that almost every single time you log into the MLS. If you don't, please do, right? And I'm not saying like go in and put an exact zip code or whatever, but just know what the common themes, because that's one of the common questions we're asked. Okay, so that's good information. You guys got that one all right, and we actually did our colors right too. So awesome. Yeah, the colors keep jacking us. Oh, you're back in the lead. Oh yeah, you're killing it. Okay, can I ask for 3% on the REPSIs? On REPSI section 4.3, if my buyer broker agreement says 3.5, no, Magic 8 Ball said so. No, wait, what was the question again? No, it needs to be the same amount. Yes, of course, please do. Oh, awesome. Okay, nice job. What can't we do? The opposite. We can't do the opposite. That was kind of a trick question, but you guys all got it. You were tricked. So nice job. I'll have to mark that one down on the chart.
3 people got it wrong.
Oh, 3 people got it wrong?
So we need to explain that.
Okay. No, it does not need to be the same amount. It just can't, it can be less on the rep C. It just can't be more than on your buyer broker. And the way I wrote that, I wrote it in reverse than what you guys will probably think. So if you're dyslexic, that's probably why you got it.
For those 3 people, does that make sense?
Yes, it should make sense, right?
Yes.
Makes sense to Sean.
I know.
And probably slower than most people. All right, let's see. We're getting close to the end, you guys. 14 of 16 questions. The lender called me about Tidewater. What do they mean? Build an ark and change my name to Noah. Tidewater is coming into the property and maybe it's flooding. I prefer gain or all. I don't even use Tide. Well, that one was obvious, right? Okay.
You made all this?
I made all. So, what is Tidewater? What is Tidewater? And because that was obvious, right? Because it's only being real estate related. That is their term, for whichever reason. That means it's underwater, appraised value wise. And what does that do? Now, if you are on the seller side, what do you want to make sure you get to the appraiser ASAP?
Comps that support a higher price.
Comps that support the higher price.
Well, they don't tell you what price they.
Correct.
They just say,
They say it's low. They give you an opportunity and the window of time frame is super short to get those to the appraiser. Now, if you represent the buyer, what do?
Have a conversation with
Have a
the seller.
conversation with the other side because the listing agent's not gonna know. Because, and people are like, well, I'm protecting my buyer, but that could really actually kill a deal, right? So appraisers in our current market, we're not seeing a lot of low appraisers or appraisals, but I think in the near future we will. This will be a more common term. That's why I threw it. And I do use
Only for me.
that's VA. Now, the other conventional and appraisal or conventional and VA, they just say, hey, it's coming involved. But they both have the same thing, but they have that term for it.
And they don't typically tell you, they just issue it and then you have to change their mind.
Yes.
which is
Yep.
really hard. I've had it.
With
Oh,
Tidewater.
no, it's time.
Tidewater, they give you a warning, they're like, hey,
They
I
have,
can't get the number you.
they
want.
have. Conventional, they do not.
It's actually really about
Yes.
doing appraisals as opposed to FHA or conventional, where they're just like, here's your number, and I'm not gonna change it because I don't want to strike on my record.
Yeah, so Tidewater, for VA, they have a thing they have to go through a protocol. And that is one of the things, they have to allow you so much time to do it. Now, conventional does not. However, sometimes the appraiser is awesome, because most appraisers do all of them, right? They're usually pretty nice about it and says, hey, Jess, I got this appraiser or appraisal that might be coming in low. Please send me your comps, right? They will sometimes do that. On FHA, they'll sometimes do so, but they don't have to on the other two. Okay. Second to the last question. Let's see what we got. Possession was agreed upon as 24 hours and the seller hasn't left. Roll over the home, we bust the caps. Call sheriff's office, we file a police report. Take a deep breath, call the listing agent and calmly discuss a remedy, all of the above. All of the above in a certain order. Okay. What do we do? What is the best way to handle it?
Communication.
Communication. Now, does this happen regularly?
Yes,
Yes. And what's usually the cause?
lack of communication. No, it's sellers have so much. shit
They
don't
have more, it
realize
takes more time than they.
It's 100%. I was trying to explain that to my buyers so that, yes, we negotiated 24 hours, but it's probably gonna take long. You saw it.
Now, if it's a vacant home, that's a different story, because it might just be staging, it might just be a few things they gotta get out. But for the most part, it's usually because they have not planned enough time to get their stuff out. So be calm. you know, I was gonna do 12 drive-bys, because I hear about people saying, they keep driving by and they're intimidating my seller. Well, then just get that out. And we wouldn't have to worry about it. But that's the same thing as rolling with the homies. All right, okay. Here we go.
So let your buyer know, especially if you go to a walkthrough. We've all done those walkthroughs where I'm like, holy, there is no way you're gonna be out.
And don't be a jerk about it.
And
on
don't
the
be
buyer's
a
side,
jerk, like,
'cause I've had that.
Yes.
So I always try to, they have 24 hours, not how much that they have. Let's maybe not schedule the carpet cleaners or the cleaners to come until Saturday versus Friday or whatever day you're trying to get possession. I one time had a buyer that just the seller kept taking longer and longer and they left their chicken. Eventually, they eventually got in, they left their chicken. My buyer called me and said, those chickens are not out of here in the next hour, they're dinner, and he really would have. So I communicated that nicely to the listing agent, and I just said, hey, I feel like we've been really patient, they've taken 24 hours beyond what we had agreed to, and then they left a bunch of stuff, including their chicken, he's gonna eat them. So if they want them, go get them, because if they're not gone by this time, they're gonna.
Or send Bailey.
Yeah.
Are you raising your
Like,
hand?
he's really gone. So just do your best.
That's how I feel.
He was gonna take it and they were gonna go out and eat it.
I feel like and they were out of order.
Be realistic on what that's gonna look like. You do a walkthrough and they have not packed anything, you have a pretty good indication it's not gonna be 24 hours. So start preparing both sides for what we can do to make it reasonable.
Okay, final question. Let's see what this will bring. Does it give extra credit for speed?
Yeah.
How is the best way to negotiate repairs for your clients when both sides don't want to give in? Ask for forgiveness instead of permission. Take a deep breath, call Sean or Ken, pray, take a deep breath and calmly work towards a win-win, both yellow and green.
Green and blue.
Yeah, it probably should be green and blue. Okay, how do we work through that? What's the best way to negotiate repairs?
Concessions. Unless,
Conversation, that's where it starts. You're raising your hand, yep.
set the expectation with your buyers early on to not ask for a to-do list.
Okay, so let's
There's
role
lots
play
of
this in
things,
a scenario, okay? I have a buyer, we did an inspection, there's 12 items and there's 3 that are big ticket items, but my buyer really wants all of them. So I call Mikkel and say, hey, Mikkel, I'm gonna send you over the inspection report. I know this is not an FHA, so there's nothing required or VA. So we're gonna try to negotiate this because we have a few days till our due diligence ends. I'm not sure what your seller is going to do. How about if I send you the whole report and you and I can discuss? Sure. So I send him the report. Him and I will discuss, okay, the items. And I put in my email, I summarize the 12 items, but then maybe I'll underline the 3 that they really want. And we can negotiate, him and I can talk back and forth with what their seller's willing to do. And I can talk with my buyer what they're willing to do. Okay, we come to a resolution and then what do? I just gave the keyword right there.
Resolution of due diligence
Yes.
addendum.
You take the resolution of what we agreed upon and put that on the addendum and then put that over. We want to pre-negotiate those items instead of put all 12 on the addendum, because now who sees that? That might kill the deal. The lender, the underwriter. We don't want to do that. We want to pre-negotiate this stuff. Now, he can't say what his client's willing to do. I can't say what my client's willing to accept. We have to what? Communicate. We have to communicate. Okay, does all that make sense? Now, with that being said, does his seller have to do any one of those items? Are they required? No, unless it's what? Appraisal required only if it's FHA or VA. Up to the amount.
And there's $500, is a roof more than $500 to replace, right? So your seller does not have to do it, but they also have to recognize that the buyer can get the loan if it's an appraisal.
They may have to, yes.
So this is when the negotiation comes in handy, talk through it. What can your seller do? What can the buyer do? What can they come up to? Because if you're just like, nope, they're only doing $500, that's great, assuming that the seller is willing to walk away from that transaction. It's already gone through appraisal and inspections. Now they're figuring out if they're gonna close or not. Because they literally cannot close on the loan without doing that. So they either pay for the repair, which in my opinion is risky, as the buyer's agent to make a repair on a house you don't own, or the seller pays for it, or they negotiate something. So
Yeah, so you gotta work through it, because there's a chance the seller might go out and get a roofer to get a bid and start doing the work if they want to get it done before closing, and then all of a sudden that buyer walks. And all of a sudden they've now on the hook for that 15K, right? So that could happen too. So it goes both ways. But on here, this is the trick question when both sides don't want to give in, right? Everyone wants to protect their people. However, your job is to also get the deal to what? The finish line. So you got to have an open mind. One of our things is that you got to come up with a win-win. So you got to work through and come up with a solution. That's why take a deep breath, call Sean or Ken. And also pray and take a deep breath and calmly work towards a win.
Be tactful. Like, I mean, honestly, from the buyer's side, some sellers are willing to do a lot more than you think. I've had to talk my seller down from doing everything at one point in time. I was like, no. You don't have to do everything.
We recently had a transaction. This person's not in the room today. It closed about a few weeks ago. They were going back and forth. And it's sad to say, but this was another PW agent, but a PW office in Salt Lake on the other side. This agent did not want to do the due diligence addendums to their client. They thought it was in their client's best interest to not do it. And we're like, you have to. Like, you have to put all addendums in front of your client. So just know that that is what the law requires. Now, our agent didn't handle it because our agent just went to create chaos, went straight to chaos versus talking through it. So I had to call the broker, intervene, and I had to get our agent settled down because of that, what that other agent said. So you just got to keep a calm head. Sorry.
What happens if the seller says no when they receive that list of repairs? They disclose.
Oh yeah, so you were gonna say something about that too, because she cringed when I said I'm gonna send him the report. Okay, so I represented the buyer. You heard when I said that, right? What is he going to look at on the report?
All the problem.
I only
He's
want to see
gonna look
what
at the
you're
ones that I
requesting.
mentioned. If you represent the seller and someone sends you the report, only look at the ones they mentioned. Don't read the entire report. And the reason being is if your seller reads that entire report, what does the seller now know? Bam. Seller disclosure.
So is that the worst, is that if they send the full report, we only send the snips?
why
So
don't
they
you just
only
only
see that?
send the snip to the buyer?
Well, that's what I'm.
Because I want them to see the. But if you now.
Yeah.
You can just.
It's just one person's opinion.
Yeah, and I've also told my seller that this is an opinion based on an inspection, and we might have to. So
Let's roll with it. So, let's say, a common thing would be is that the seller, the inspection says that I haven't verified the roof, however, you might want to get a roofer to look at it.
Okay.
And that is not one of the things that for my buyers is super important. However, your seller now knows. And Fabian, our deal fails because we put it through the resolution. Fabian now goes shows it and says, hey, the roof looks questionable. Is there anything wrong with the roof? What would you say?
I would say, I don't know, the other inspectors
Yeah.
did a roof inspection, but frankly, they didn't do one, so I don't. It's not my job to know about. And even if a roof.
But it's still the seller's obligation to disclose if there's something questionable.
Which she did.
Everything to their knowledge.
But there's nothing questionable. The opinion of the inspector with not a roofer.
So here's the two different.
Hold on. You guys are missing the target. What is
Which she did.
disclosure about what we possibly know about the property?
Which she did do.
Hey, my dishwasher broke. My dishwasher broke. Do I have to disclose it? I'm a seller. I'm an owner.
Yeah.
Well, it's just my opinion. It got fixed,
No,
right? It wasn't really broken. It was just, I had to clean the seal, but it did leak on the floor. Do you see my point?
But you
That's an
asked her.
opinion.
You have to disclose that.
That's where it could be, you could be thrown into what I call the gray area. Okay?
say, because from a common, you guys read inspection reports, they are very vague intentionally. And it will say something like, the estimated, this roof is estimated to be 21 years old. Average expectancy is 20 to 25 years, suggest a roof inspection. But they didn't go get a roof inspection, and my seller doesn't get a roof inspection. There's nothing to disclose other than that's the age of the roof. Now, I think it's different if they're like shingles are off and there's leaking in the attic. And now I know that, then I'm gonna say to my seller, hey, there's shingles missing and there's leaking in the attic. That to me is, now if Fabian asks and says, hey, is the roof okay? I'm gonna have to go, hey, you know what? The last inspection report said there were shingles missing and some evidence of past leaks. They have a roofer coming out to look at it, because as a good listing agent, I'm gonna say to my seller, hey, get someone out to look at it. But if it's age only, I'm never gonna tell my seller to go get a roofer to come out.
Right.
Because
I mean,
roofers sell a
That,
roof.
that was the example I used though, was Fabian saw that there was something questionable, and that's why he asked. So if you have information, sorry, if your seller has information, over disclose, don't under disclose. Always over disclose. Okay. Let's see, overall, I think Dr. Sean won, right? Because you were killing everybody. But that was the final question.
We're both right, and we both have different. We both are right.
Yeah, so that means. Well. I'm gonna be, I don't know if honest is the right word, I'm gonna be some honest, I'm gonna be transparent. So we have super low E and O in here, and the reason why we as a brokerage have super low E and O compared to other brokerages is because the amount of transactions we do with the fewer problems that we have, and it's because we communicate with other brokers more often. There are brokerages, when I gotta call the broker, they don't respond, then all of a sudden you get someone's like, oh, just call my attorney. It's like, what? We could have worked through this. So must be some big numbers there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, okay. Did you guys find this helpful? It was supposed to be fun, but it was supposed to be educational as well. So hopefully you learned something. Now, in all seriousness, is there a question that you guys have been dying to ask, but you didn't give us the question in advance, so we didn't put it up there with the funky answers?
I had one where it was really tough. She sent over a request in writing, like in an addendum for radon. And then Jesse's not right here. I can't remember if it was, I think it was the underwriter called it out to be like we had to do it even though we said no. Is that true? And where do we find the requirements on that? I'm wondering if I should have thought back on that.
Was it a VA?
No.
Okay, so from my experience, it was a lot of people coming from, especially like the military people. Radon hasn't, I mean, it's always been here, right? It's always been around. However, it wasn't as big of a deal. It was more big of a deal for outsiders to come in and say, oh, we got to do radon. There's a lot of relocation transfers that require for every one of their people for whatever reason. And there are some loaned, most of them aren't originated here. It's usually the national banks that are doing them, but they will require a radon inspection type of thing or a test to be done, but it's not very common, right? How many people have dealt with the radon situation? Yeah, it's not super common. You guys know what radon is? It's a odorless gas that the earth emits. The rockier the area, the more often it's there. So you'll have more radon because it comes up through the granite. You'll have more radon, and I'm not an expert. You have more radon up against the mountain than you do out in the out west. I would not be surprised.
The weather has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
The weather?
Weather.
Oh, the weather.
Yeah.
And now it's more common with our homes today than our homes back in the olden days because they're more airtight, right? Because really it comes up through the concrete into the house. And for them to, I think you really, even a super large house, I believe your base level typical home radon remediation system is like $1,200-$1,300. If it's a bigger house, they double it, and that's it. Like you can literally do almost any side house for free.
Yeah, it's
Unless there's like a manufactured home or something where there's not like, they have to like carve it all.
Yeah, it could be more, but that's typically what they, and it's a big deal to what, to who?
The buyers.
Which consumer in particular, or who's
Elderly.
Oh.
elderly and young?
Or people with immune.
Okay,
Did you answer me?
what
Would it have to be done?
does it have to be done?
Yeah.
If that falls under.
So the
a
underwriter
person,
called it out and made us complete it.
The underwriter
lender.
It could be required for the loan, for the buyer's loan, but they can't require the seller.
It was a situation where you had addendum back and forth rather than conversation back and forth. And so.
So that's why, because now it's in the addendum, it's the same thing with repairs.
Yeah.
So that wasn't, I mean, in my opinion, then that's on the that's the buyer. So if the buyer has to address it for them to get the loan, the buyer should pay for it.
Oh, where were you then? Why didn't we talk to you then?
I don't know.
I don't think she.
That could have been something
That's
that
true.
was,
I don't have a clue.
it's something that was negotiated as part of due diligence, right? We did a radar inspection, it came back high, we've all negotiated those.
Yeah.
But if it's something that their lender is requiring and there's nothing in writing that you have to do it, like if you haven't agreed to do it, then that's on the buyer if they want to do that to get that loan. And that's a shame on the agent, 'cause they could have rented out things.
Oh, her face from her email. Signature is burned into my brain.
It was really bad. Like, she was like, oh, we should have pushed back. I'm like, they would have canceled. Like, that was how rough she is. Like, I don't have any regrets, but I was just curious if in a normal.
We weren't thinking about it that way at that time.
Okay, good, great question. Any other questions?
I've got a seller right now, we're in a contract, buyer has concerns about the water management on the exterior of the townhome units, and of course, that's managed by an HOA. And so I'm trying to get that HOA to give me any sort of guarantee, more like, what's the best way I can get a HOA to help me sell the buyer that they're gonna actually do their job going forward since they put it in.
Okay, so can we get a HOA to guarantee him? We can guarantee that they're not. I would just say, have a conversation, get with, the HOA, because a lot of times now they're managed, are you raising your hand again? Your arm down. Okay, so I would get a hold of the property manager that's running the HOA and have that conversation. And then see if you can talk to the actual, what I'm gonna say are elected people who now hire the HOA and just have a conversation. Okay, here's what we're having. Can you please help us with this? Their insurance is not gonna be happy if someone's ignoring it and however they're doing the maintenance is wrecking the area, right? Because that could be an insurance claim down the road.
Always, let's have a conversation calmly and figure out a solution that works for everybody.
Getting those people to call back is not.
All that sort of stuff, but like when they're just. PG words, when they're just uncooperative, let's say, and non-communicative, like, is there any recourse a seller has to try and spur them to do the right thing?
Okay,
they
so
don't
there's
crash further.
actually called there's called an HOA ombudsman, which is a liaison with the Division of Real Estate that goes to HOAs to help them do this stuff. And that's what it's for. So you didn't hear this from me.
Of course not.
I would get the email address of the ombudsman, I would get the email address of the property management company, the owners of the complex. Okay, and put it in there in a nice way.
Of course.
That here's what you're looking for, some remedy, and see if all those emails addresses on there help move it along. Does that make sense?
Yep, thank you.
Right. Any other great questions? Yes.
If you have a pre-listing inspection done, would you offer that to a buyer? as Something they could work from? rather
I would
than
probably
you?
put it in the agent remarks. I would probably put it in the agent remarks and then have a conversation about it. Say, hey, in order to move this along, we got a pre-listing inspection. We've done some of the items on here. So this could save your buyer some money and so they can see it. But if I represented a buyer, what would I want to do? I probably still want to do.
Okay.
So,
Unless it was with the.
mhm.
Right? So I just think where they just- And there have been times where I've known the inspector and I've called them and said, hey, you did a pre-listing inspection. Stephanie does this as part of her she's got one, I'll call the inspector and just say, hey, looks like you guys did a pre-listing inspection. I now have the buyer for this. There's a couple questions. Can I walk through this with you? Right? And so you're at least doing it that way, because then it does save your seller or your buyer money if they want to do that. And particularly with someone you trust, but I wouldn't just take it blindly. And you have to get the option. I've also had buyers who were like, yeah, no, we still want to work.
A lot of the times, the companies will do a walkthrough for buyer too.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go with that report.
And it all depends on if you have that relationship that you both mentioned. If you have that relationship of that pre-done one, it's a no-brainer to have those conversations and share it, sure. So, okay, great question.